Welcome to this edition of Canola TV, featuring the latest information on producing and marketing winter canola in the Southern Plains. Canola TV, a service of PCOM, Producers Cooperative Oil Mill.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another edition of Canola TV. We're out at PCOM's test plot facility, and along with us today is Josh Bushong. Josh, of course, is our extension canola specialist for the state of Oklahoma. Josh, I know you've been very busy over the last 35 days or so, helping a lot of folks with their canola plantings and getting your demonstration plots out too.
That is correct, Ron. I don't think I've set up my computer for about 6 weeks now, so thank God for smartphones. I've been able to get a track of emails and stuff like that. But yes, we have been busy helping get farmers ready to go, get their calibrations done, get their crop into the ground. When the time arises, I'll try to get out in the field the best I can and get some plots planted. So far, we got 12 Oklahoma OSU commissioned demo plots across Oklahoma, all the way from Miami, Oklahoma, all the way down to Altus, Oklahoma. So most of them are predominantly in western Oklahoma, about 6 in northwest Oklahoma and 6 in southwest Oklahoma. They're mostly showcasing about 9 different Roundup Ready winter canola cultivars. We do have some other treatments at various sites. Some are in-furrow DAP or 1846-0. Looking at a couple different rates of that with the seeds, see how that affects the seed stand as far as salting out and stuff. And then some of the no-till locations we've gone through and did a couple of the varieties on a 30-inch setting with a John Deere row crop planter. So with the row crop planter, obviously we have more row cleaning options, and that's why some guys are starting to look towards using a planter for winter canola and no-till. So we wanted to evaluate a couple varieties across Oklahoma on that 30 inches compared to, say, a 15 inches with the no-till drill. So
now in the case of your demonstration plots, we've got the planter that you're actually using here. It's a much smaller version than what the farmer himself will be using.
Yes, this particular drill kind of made some modifications to it, but I mostly use it just for conventional sites. In our no-till sites, I have a no-till drill set up on 15 inch with the turbo coulter out front. And then, like I said, I had that John Deere planter with some row cleaners on it. So I have a few different drills I've been using across the state, just depending on the location and the field prep for that location. So,
what sort of questions are you getting right now from producers regarding potentially having to go back and maybe doing some reseeding?
Strongly suggest guys get out and look at their stand, not just at the gate, but look at different areas of the field. They usually know areas of the field that might drown out or have problem areas, say low soil pH or something like that. So get out, evaluate your stands. Some of it did crust over. Some guys had some heavy rains after they sowed it. So what they did sow at, say, 1/2 to 3/4 inches is now 1.5 inches, 2 inches down. So the seedling, it's a pretty small seed, so it has to come up quite a ways, and by the time it gets to the soil surface, it has to push through a crust. So we have been evaluating some fields where it's not quite getting through, so they're having to replant. So get out there, evaluate your stand, see what your kind of average population is, and go from there. If we do get some more rains, that might bring some more of it up. A lot of it's right there underneath the soil surface, so just a little bit of rain might soften that soil crust a little bit.
When it comes to some early things they need to be doing now that we've got the crop mostly in the ground, what are the 2 or 3 things you really want them to pay most attention to?
Make sure they have their weeds under control. We typically have guys spray about 4 to 6 weeds after they plant, so make sure they don't have any competition issues. Basically, the canola is not very competitive as a seedling, so the most crucial time to spray for weeds is early on. Most of our winter annual grasses do emerge later in the fall and winter, but usually we can clean those up in the spring application with the herbicides such as Roundup. So get out there and evaluate that, see when you need to spray. Some guys have a thick flush of their weeds up already, so they're waiting for their canola to get a couple leaves on it before they drive across it with the sprayer. But as soon as they can, they're wanting to spray them. So make sure you have your weeds under control. Make sure you know what kind of your fertility program is for the rest of the year, what your soil sample said, how much you put down pre-plant, and start thinking about how much you need to top dress early spring. So.
Right. Now, one last question. As far as based on the calls that you begin, you got a couple of calls, even as we've talked here. Are you thinking we definitely have gotten a lot more acres in this year compared to 2011?
Significantly more acres. We have a lot more new growers this year. A lot of guys that tried it the first time last year increasing their acres this year. So all around the board we're seeing a lot more growth. As far as total acres, it's still yet to be determined, but according to seed sales, it was a pretty good increase compared to last year. So we're following that trend the last few years of almost doubling acres every year. I don't know if we'll quite double what we had last year, but maybe a third more acres than we had last year, if not more. So.
Very good. Josh, appreciate your time today. Josh Bushong joining us today from Oklahoma State University. I'm Ron Hayes for Canola TV.
Canola TV, a service of PCOM and produced by OklahomaFarmReport.com.